Well, that's future Cammy's problem. This is a pretty funny phrase that I found myself using way too often when I was younger, and especially when I was a student at university. I remember using it as a kind of comical way to justify putting off until later the stuff that needed doing now. And although this concept did genuinely create a ton of funny situations and stories in my life, if you actually think about it, if you actually break it down even for a second, you'll realize it's dumb. If you think about it even just on the surface at the most basic level, it's dumb because you are your past self's future self. I suddenly feel like we're in an episode of Doctor Who or something, but stay with me. No matter what point you're at right now in your life, we all as human beings have things that we regret. And obviously they range from these like huge life-changing things that you regret to just the tiny little things that you just wish you'd done before now. I mean, being honest, don't you just wish that your past self did more for you today? I know I certainly do. Maybe you wish your past self saved some more money aside instead of just spending it on useless shit you don't need. Maybe you wish your past self stuck in at those guitar lessons that you took rather than just giving up after 6 months. Or maybe you even wish that your past self just did the dishes last night instead of waking up to them this morning. Basically, if past you had just bitten the bullet and just got on with things at the time, then your current life, and therefore your current you, would be in a much better position because of it. I've always kind of thought that I'm particularly bad at this, but it turns out that as human beings, we all share this trait. In fact, it also turns out that we as human beings are incredibly good at separating our current selves from our future selves. So much so that studies have actually shown that when we think of ourselves in the future, we actually show similar brain activity as we would if we were thinking of someone completely different. Now, I can personally see why this could be a bit of a problem, why having this disconnect between our current selves and our future selves could mean that we maybe do less for our future selves than we otherwise should. And I think it's a relatively easy fix. It's something that just by thinking about you can try and work around a little bit. So let's have a bit of an amnesty. Let's all do our future selves a bit of a solid and do the things now that we're maybe thinking about offloading on them in the future. Maybe there's someone you've been meaning to get back to for a while, but you just keep saying, oh, I'll message them tomorrow, or I'll email them tomorrow. Maybe your bin's starting to overflow a little bit, and instead of just taking it out, you start playing that weird kind of garbage Jenga that we've all played before. You know the one I'm talking about. Heck, if you've got some real spare time on your hands, why not do future you a huge favour and prepare for a situation that hasn't even arisen yet? You could get started on next year's taxes. You could iron your entire wardrobe so that next time you need to run out of the house suddenly for a meeting or an interview without too much notice, you can just grab whatever you need, get dressed and go. It sounds so easy and simple, but that's because it is. One step at a time, just by doing these little things now, rather than putting them off, you can start improving your life for future you. Because let's face it, future you is also going to have problems on top of everything else that you have right now. Whatever hurdles, speed bumps, setbacks, whatever. So why not do everything you can today to kind of lighten that load off yourself for the future? By doing so, all you're doing is you're setting future you up for success, and trust me, they'll thank you for it. As always, a huge thank you for watching, stay awesome, and I will see you in the next one.